Hello everyone and welcome back to IMRT Reviews. I'm RT and today we're continuing our series of spoiler reviews for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So let's get straight into it with reviewing episode 3 and 4 today. So we're starting off with episode 3, obviously, and this is the episode where the show really kicks into like 6th gear. It is a great episode. Last episode on the reviews I said if they improve the action in this show, it will go from good to great. And what they've done is they made it incredible. They've gone higher than the camera will let me go. It was so good. They improved on everything. There's things I didn't even think they need to improve on, but they still did. This show has gone up levels, and I'm absolutely loving it. So episode 3 starts off with Zemo breaking out of jail, and I'm really happy they went down the route of just show a little montage of it instead of doing an entire episode on it. Because if they'd done an entire episode, I would have felt a little bit like filler. So doing what they did instead kept the show going at a quick pace, and I loved it. And the montage was great as well. Who doesn't like a montage? So yeah, I'm really happy with the way they did the Prison Break. And Zemo is when this show gets good. Zemo's good. As I was saying, Baron Zemo is where this show just goes up levels. His character is fantastic and portrayed brilliantly by Daniel Brawl, and his character immediately makes himself useful as they fly off to the lawless place of Madripoor, and this is where the John Wick vibes kind of start kicking in a little bit. You got the lighting that just screams John Wick to me. You got the brokers, the crime syndicates. It's just there's some serious John Wick inspiration here, and I don't know whether, obviously you got all this stuff in the graphic novels and stuff like that, but visually it felt like John Wick to me, which I was a massive fan of. We got one of my favourite scenes in the show so far with the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier just demolishing people. Bucky has to play the part of the Winter Soldier to get into this area, and seeing him just go through people left, right, and centre was epic. It was incredible. And you got the Winter Soldier score in the background. It was everything I wanted. It was so good. And I think this really does show that Bucky was holding back in previous episodes, as he doesn't want to help anyone anymore, which is, understandable from his past. But I hope we get to see a lot more of the Winter Soldier just destroying people, because it was epic. So Sam does eventually blow their cover, and like he said in, I think it's the Winter Soldier, he's not a spy, he's a soldier, so it's understandable that, he's like, didn't put his phone on silent, but, we forgive it, and then Sharon Carter comes in to help. Now, I do have a few questions about her character, like, does she call Steve Uncle Steve now? And is not the stuff in Civil War extremely weird? I hope they explain some of that stuff, because everyone's going to be thinking, what's the whole dynamic there? So hopefully they go into that later in the series. This is where the show goes full John Wick, as Bucky, Sam, and Zemo all have bounties on them, and they have all the assassins of Madripoor after them. And they go out to find the dude who's producing this new super serum, and they find him, and then we get some full-on John Wick action scenes. That is epic. So Sharon Carter's going hand to hand with all these bounty hunters, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. It was epic. Like, got all in frame, no shaky cam. I was very happy watching it, let's just put it that way. Can't even get the words out now. It was just so good, and it was pretty savage, which I liked. Like, this show has gone quite dark with its action scenes, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it a lot. So the episode ends with Zemo killing the man who's making all the super soldier serum. As you know from Civil War, he doesn't like superheroes, so he doesn't want any more of them. And the Flag Smashers blowing up a building, pretty much becoming terrorists, full-blown terrorists now. And the Wakandans coming for Zemo. So let's talk about episode 4, so we can talk about that. Let's get into it. The start of episode 4 really did hit me in the feels, as Sebastian Stan delivered an incredible performance as he found out, well, he didn't find out, Bucky found out that the Winter Soldier trigger words no longer worked on him, and there was a man tier. Because the performance was that great. The moment was incredibly emotional. I'm a massive fan of the Captain America trilogy, and it was good. And a great start to episode 4. Bucky speaks to the Wakandans and basically explains that Baron Zemo is a means to an end. They're not too sympathetic. They say, you have 8 hours and then we're taking him. Fair enough, you know, he killed King T'Chaka, so fair enough. He goes back, he's like, look, we've got 8 hours, and Baron Zemo once again proves himself the most useful out of the trio, acquiring the information as to where Karli, the leader of the Flag Smashers, is, and using it as leverage so they don't immediately just hand him over to the Wakandans. Good stuff. Whilst on their way to find Karli, they bump into John Walker and his partner, and they forcibly join the team on this mission, with John Walker wanting to just straight up capture Karli and Sam Wilson wanting to reason with her. And this is a great moment. This moment really highlights the difference between Sam and John, with John being the perfect soldier but Sam Wilson being a good man, and it shows why Steve chose Sam. As in the first Captain America, he's like talking to Stanley Tucci's the professor character, and he chose Steve because he was a good man. And I just love the callbacks. It's really emotional. It gets me all tear jerky. I'm loving it. And Sam better get that shield back, because John Walker is not the man for that shield, as we find out later on. So Sam gets 10 minutes to go in and reason with Karli, and this scene is superb. You get the back and forth between the two, discussing their ideologies. Sam actually agreeing with Karli and seeing a reason with her, but disagreeing with her actions and the way she goes about fighting for them. You feel like he's kind of winning her over at times, and then John Walker comes in and ruins it. But it was a superb scene, and Sam, I always said he was useless. He's not useless. He is brilliant, and he needs to be Captain America. I'll salute him. Yeah. So just before John Walker does barge in and ruin all of Sam's progress, there's a great scene where he's going to barge in and Bucky stops him, and he's like talking about Bucky's super serum, how easy it is for him, and you can hear like a slight bit of jealousy in his voice, and the acting was superb. You can see Bucky looking at him and thinking, you're a bit crazy, which he does later say. But this was a really pivotal moment for John Walker's character, as you can slightly see him tipping off the edge and becoming a slightly unhinged. Really, really good stuff. And the actor, he's doing a great job of it. I'm loving it. So with John Walker eventually barging in, all hell breaks loose, and Karli is trying to escape. And then she bumps into Baron Zemo, who without hesitation just shoots her, because, you know, he hates superheroes. Of course he's going to do that. He's Baron Zemo. And then he finds all the vials of the super serum that she was planning to use to create more super soldiers, and he picks it up, and for a split second you think, is he going to take it? And he just starts smashing all the bottles, and I love that scene. He hates superheroes so much, and he had the power in his hand, yet he still destroyed it. It's great stuff. And then John Walker comes in, knocks out Baron Zemo, and you knew it was coming. There was one vial left on the floor. He pockets it, and, well, we see what happens later. So after that, Karli comes up with a plan to kill John Walker, Captain America. You know, it'll be symbolic. And after that, we have an epic fight scene between John Walker and his partner and the Wakandans. And John Walker gets beaten up again. And it's Alfred in Batman vs Superman that says, it's powerlessness that turns good men cruel. And we're seeing that with John Walker, as you can see how little power he has and how ineffective he feels, and you can see it slowly tipping him off the edge, and it's so well written. After that, the plan to kill John Walker goes into full effect, with them separating Bucky and Falcon from him, and his partner gets captured. But at the start of the scene, you can sense there's something a bit off. You know, he's put the shield into the wall somehow. He's burst through a door, and then as Falcon and Bucky arrive, you can see him fighting a super soldier, and he just bends metal, and then it confirms what you kind of suspected. He's taken the serum, and Sam's like, what have you done? kind of echoing what we're all saying right now. Good stuff. And, well, what comes next is even better. So during all the fighting, Carly comes in, punches John's partner, and you can see him, like, his chest probably cracked straight away. He goes straight into a wall, spine's probably just gone, and you can see he's dead. And John loses it. All the terrorists are trying to escape. He pinpoints one, runs after him, captures him, beats him up on some stairs in the view of everyone, and then caves his skull in with Captain America's shield. And I was like, couldn't believe it. Now, the imagery in this scene is just excellent, with the callbacks to Civil War as Captain America raises his shield to Iron Man and puts it into his suit instead of his face, unlike John Walker. And props to the director, that was just beautiful. And you get the immensely good shot of John Walker with blood all across the bottom of Cap's shield as he has just gone full Homelander from The Boys. And this show's just got really good. The final shots are John Walker surrounded by a massive crowd of people with phones out, taking pictures of the blood-covered shield and the man he just killed, and it was just brilliant. Everything that shield stood for in that moment, gone. And I have no idea where next episode is going to go, where the entire season is going to go. It's brilliant. So these 2 episodes have turned the show into one of my favourites. Just like WandaVision, it's keeping me on the edge of my seat every single week, and I can't wait for Loki as well now, because Marvel are just doing an absolute job. So please let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this show, and if you have liked this review, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.